Hey guys, welcome back to Project Rebuild 2022, and this is going to be an update to the PlayStation 3 collection, so the latest pickups. It's been a few weeks since the last one, and the reason for it is just that CEX has been very dry. Both shops haven't really had much coming in, it's just the same old stock. So I decided to go on eBay and try my luck there and get a few auctions on the go. Did quite well, got a decent stack, and then purely by luck about 2 weeks ago, I was in one of the CEX shops. Thought I'd just pop in on the off chance, because if you just think to yourself, well, I'm not going in because they haven't had anything for weeks, then more than likely they're going to have stuff you're going to miss. So I went in there and jackpot. Yeah, I managed to get 5 games, 2 of which are big hitters, which I was really glad to find. Yeah, it's going really well. So I got a good stack. So far, as you can see, I've got the rest of the games down there, but when these are on the shelf, I'm up to, I think, 45 now. So it's going pretty well. And considering when the PlayStation 3 was a current gen console, I was only up to about 37, 38 games. I never really got past 40, so I'm doing quite well. And there's still a few games I haven't picked up that are some of my favourites from back in the day. And, I've still got a long list of games I've never actually played as well. So it's going to be a great collection. I'm really enjoying the PS3. It's a great console, a lot of great games. I think it's one of the best generations we've had. Definitely one that's good for collecting as well, because at the moment prices are really cheap. We've already seen the 360 prices rise on games like Ridge Racer 6 and 50 Cent Bulletproof, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, which is bizarre to me. I don't really understand why those games are so expensive, but they are. So I'm sure at some point there are going to be PS3 games doing the same as well. So, I'm taking every opportunity I can to get them while I can. So, yeah, got a good stack. So let's just crack on and we'll see what we've got. It's still very hot. We get a heat wave at the moment, so yeah, it's not fun. Anyway, so yeah, I've managed to complete my Bond set as well. I've managed to finally get the rest of the James Bond games I don't have. I got Quantum over there. So the first one I picked up was 007 Legends. Oh God, this game is so frustrating, it really is. It drives me crazy. I played it when it came out and I couldn't get past Odd Job. And I've played it recently and I can't get past Odd Job. The game is just so annoying. I don't know what went wrong with this game. It's just, it starts off and you think, oh, this is good. It's got the same sort of graphics of GoldenEye. It looks really, really nice. Once you sort out the aim sensitivity, because it's far too sensitive, I'll just turn that off. Brilliant. I could aim, shoot, no problem at all. But then they start throwing in stealth. They're throwing in QTEs all over the bloody place. Like they're trying to make you do a first-person fight using the analog sticks. And so it's really boring as well. It's like it flashes up on the screen like a QTE and it go like left stick up, right stick down, right stick up, left stick down. You're like, this is bollocks. I really don't understand why they put that in the game. And it just got more frustrating from there on for me. Then you've got the next thing I ran into was, I think it's Blofeld. Was it Blofeld? No, it's Goldfinger. Goldfinger's got a room that you have to hack into while you're with Pussy Galore. And you have to use your camera phone. And when you use your smartphone, it's got different sensors on there so you can see the fingerprints. So you see the fingerprints and you've then got to work out what order the code goes in. Now, I managed to work it out within about 2-3 goes, but it's like, I just hate stuff like that. I can't stand when I've got to sit there and think about it. I don't want to think when I'm playing games. I just want to shoot stuff, especially a Bond game as well. I want action. And it just got more and more frustrating and it just doesn't work. The game, the idea and the concept of living all of those past lives of James Bond, brilliant. But when you play it, I just thought it was shite compared to the rest of the Bond games. It was a real disappointment. It's a real shame. I really want to finish it, but I just can't get past that bloody Odd Job bit. Yeah, it says to use both sticks, and it says on the screen, it says push him up, because he goes to hit you with his hat and you have to block him. But I've tried both sticks, I've tried individual sticks, I've tried every combination possible. I can't do it, it just keeps killing me. So I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. If you do know how to do it, please let me know, because I would actually like to try and beat the game. But so far, I think the game's pretty boring. There's too many ideas. It literally feels to me as if like the whole team got involved and nobody said no. They just went, yeah, we'll just do everything. Just throw it all in there. It doesn't matter. It's one of the things that I hated about from PS3 onwards, really. They started doing this with a lot of games where they couldn't have a game that was just action or just stealth. It had to have a bit of everything in there. And it's like, you don't need to do it. It's really unnecessary. It drives me crazy. So yeah, Legends is crap. I don't like it. I think it's easily the worst Bond game that's been put out on any console. Next one, 007 Bloodstone, which is a massive step up. This is my third favourite this generation. I absolutely love this game. I played it to death way too many times to count. It's a really cool third-person action game with some cover. Works really well. It's got some car sections which don't work as well. They look very nice, but they're a bit frustrating to play because there's a lot of explosions and flashing lights, and it makes it really difficult to see where you're going, and you tend to crash a lot. And when you're on the ice level, I tend to take the wrong direction. I'll go left instead of right, or right instead of left, and I sink Bond's Aston Martin into the water. Very bloody annoying. And I've played this game a hell of a lot over the years, and I still do it. But the actual action, the third person, is so good. When you're taking the cover, and when you've been playing it for years like I have, you get into that flow, and you hit the cover, and you know exactly where they're coming from, and you're like bang, 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 and you take them all out. It feels so satisfying. It's a really, really cool game. So yeah, I've recommended it a lot on my channel, but if you've never bothered to pick up Bloodstone, it's a cheap game. Pick it up and try it, because you're going to really enjoy it. Last one is, of course, GoldenEye Reloaded. So they put out GoldenEye on the Wii as a reimagining, which I absolutely loved. I've got it down there, it's fantastic. And then they put out GoldenEye Reloaded, which was the HD version for 360 and PS3. I think that the DualShock controls are great to have, it works really nice, but for me personally, I still prefer Wiimote and Nunchuck, which isn't ideal for first-person shooters, but with that game, and the Conduit as well, works great. It really, I've tried using the Pro Controller on the Wii. It feels nice, it just feels like a controller, but it just doesn't feel as fun as when I use the Wiimote and Nunchuck. It just feels so much better and so much more natural. But the 360 PS3 version, PS3 Reloaded, is really, really good. The game itself I absolutely love. I love how they expanded on the original N64 game and made the levels bigger. They've incorporated Daniel Craig as Bond, and the acting's really good. The story's well done, obviously, because it's GoldenEye, it's a great story. Level design's fantastic, the gunplay is rock solid. I absolutely love it. The only thing I will say, I do find it that it doesn't work when you drop in and out of levels if you just want to play a level. If you just want to ignore the story, it does, but if you want to enjoy the story, you have to play from the beginning. It just seems to flow much better when you play it from the beginning right through. It's really cool. I love the woman who plays Natalia as well, she's great in this. Even the bloke who plays 006, he's actually really, really good. So yeah, it's a fantastic game. I absolutely love GoldenEye Reloaded. Right, next one. Okay, so I like my first-person shooters, as you know. So I picked up Black Site, which is an Area 51 game. So if you check out that artwork, by the way, how cool is that cover? So yeah, this is a game that I played back in the day, never finished it, and then a couple of years ago I played it on 360. It was rough as hell. It has not aged well at all. But I love Area 51. I'm a ufologist. I love all that sort of thing. So it's something I wanted to get. And I love first-person shooters as well. So I'm going to play through it and see if I can beat it. You know, I mean, I found recently, in the last few months when I've done my video before talking about games that I've overlooked, such as Turning Point Fall of Liberty, which I thought looked terrible on the demo. And, you know, it's a rough game, but there's a lot there to enjoy when you play it. It surprised me how much I enjoyed that game. And there's been a couple of others as well. Rogue Warrior was one. Found that, never heard of it, played it. It's a cheap game, but it's really, really fun. So, you know, some of these older, rougher looking games still have some really solid gameplay hidden inside them. So yeah, but also, I mean, I just got that cover. The cover's brilliant. I really like that. Next one I got is a game that I really need to go back to. I've been meaning to do this for years, just haven't got to it. Enslaved Odyssey to the West. So I played this when it came out, really liked it, got stuck really far into the game. The camera was driving me crazy. I was trying to do a fight section with that monkey dude, and the camera was too close and I couldn't see the enemies, and I was just getting my ass handed to me. Really frustrating game, which is a shame because it's beautiful and it played really well. It was a lot of fun. It was really interesting, the dynamic between the two characters. I really enjoyed playing it, but that bit annoyed me. So one of these days I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try and beat this bloody game. And you know, I like Ninja Theory's games. I never beat Heavenly Swords, which is another one I need to beat, which is over there. I got really far into that and got stuck, which is a shame because that game is absolutely fantastic as well. So yeah, I mean, it just happens now and again. Most games I can beat, but every now and again I'll get a game and I'll just get stuck and I just can't figure out what to do. And it's a real shame. Or in this case, the camera will screw me over. Okay, next one. I picked this one up because people in the comments have told me before this series of games are actually really good. I played the first one on 360. I really didn't like it at all. I thought it was terrible. It was frustrating. I died a lot. It was too hard. It had that FPS thing where some of the older ones have this thing where if you're walking around, you get to a section and you tend to get stuck, and there's no way of knowing. There's nothing that tells you where to go, so you're just wandering around, and you're going back and forth and up and down and clicking on doors and walls and everything, trying to find a way out, and I couldn't, and it drove me crazy. But apparently the sequels are really good. They always look good in the E3 videos, so I thought, when I saw this, I thought I'd just pick it up and try it. So these next 5 games, let me just check I've got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, I've made a mistake. Before we get to that one, put me in the wrong order. Just finish off the eBay games. The final eBay game was Timeshift, which recently arrived. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I played it years ago, and I think it was okay. I've been watching a lot of those hidden gem videos, and those hidden gem videos, one of them was mentioning how good that game is. So that and Singularity are 2 games I want to go back to, because I got stuck on Singularity as well, and I really want to beat that game. But Timeshift looked really interesting. You know, if you're using time mechanics in games, it's always fun, and it's a first-person shooter, and it's an 18 rated first-person shooter, so hopefully that means it's fun. It's going to be full of gore. Right, so the game I was talking about was Metro Last Light. This is the stack of 5 games I got a couple of weeks, about 2 weeks ago from CEX. So Metro Last Light, as I say, the first Metro, I didn't like it at all. Was it 2033, I think it was called? I hated that game, it was crap. So I'm hoping this one's better. I don't know if there's only one, if that's just that and 2033 on the PS3 and 360, and then the next one came out on PS4, I don't know. I'll have to find out. I know there is a PS4 game. But as I say, people in comments keep telling me these games are good, so I need to just try it and see if I like it, because the first game was shite. So but, you know, every time I've watched the videos on E3, when they do the announcements, I always thought the games looked really cool. You know, post-apocalyptic first-person shooter should be my kind of thing, but yeah, that first one was terrible. So I'm hoping this one's better when I get to it. Next one might surprise you, but it is Sports Champions. So yeah, my first move game. Although technically I've got Heavy Rain, which has got a move patch, but this is my first actual move game, Sports Champions. Reason I picked it up, well, basically back in 2006 I got the Wii at Christmas. Me and my dad played a lot of Wii Sports, and then we played a lot of Wii Sports Resort, and then eventually when the Move came out, my dad wanted to get a PS3 for Blu-ray, so he got that and got the Move, and he got Sports Champions, and we played the hell out of Sports Champions. So it's like a really nostalgic game for me. And I also want to try and collect the Move games as well. I've always wanted to play the Shoot. I've only played the demo of the Shoot, and the Shoot was brilliant. So yeah, used to play a lot of Frisbee on Sports Champions, and there was a game, I don't know what it was called. I don't even know if it's going to tell me on here. I don't know. From what I can remember, there's like a board on the floor, and you have to throw balls along it. I can't remember what it was. There's also Sports Champions 2, which I've never played, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, so that'll be like a little subset, just get the Move games, because I don't think there's that many. I don't know if I'll get that Harry Potter game. I'm really not that bothered. Next one I got is, I don't know if it's the second or third game, but it's the next one I've picked up, MotorStorm Pacific Rift. So I've got the first game over there. Never played this one, so I'm really looking forward to it. Nearly picked up Apocalypse, but it wasn't in good enough condition, so I passed on that one. So yeah, I'd be interested to see what happens with that. Hopefully another one will come up soon. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, the MotorStorm games are good. The first one's really decent, so I thought, why not? And I also found out there's a PS2 game as well called Arctic Rift, I think it's called, or is it Arctic Rift? I think that's what it's called. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one to try at some point in the future. Next 2. So these are the 2 that I got from CX that I was most happy to pick up. One being a game that I think will probably rise at some point, so I'm glad I just got it now. The other one being a game I've been trying to get for ages because it's one of my favourite games. So first up, we've got Red Dead Redemption. So as I say, I think this one will probably end up rising in price. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it was around about $6.50, something like that. So it's not a lot of money at the moment, but in comparison to the rest of the games, it is quite expensive. So this will probably shoot up. I mean, I played it when it came out and I absolutely loved it. I thought the game was brilliant. Love sandbox games. I can't get on with the sequel at all. I think the sequel's a pain in the arse. I really don't like that game. But the first one was absolutely fantastic. I have a lot of good memories of playing through Red Dead. And one day I want to sit back down and play it again. I can't remember how long it was. But I mean, those games do tend to go on for quite a while. So yeah, I'm really glad to have that in the collection anyway. The last game I got is the game I've been trying to find for ages. They had one copy in the shop I got this from, but it had a hole in the back of the artwork, unfortunately. And then when I went in 2 weeks ago, they finally had a new copy that had come in. And I was really chuffed to get this because this game is absolutely fantastic. it is Max Payne 3. And for me, this is easily one of my top 10 games of the HD generation. Could be top 5, but it's very difficult because you've got games like Tomb Raider, Medal of Honor Warfighter, and the Uncharted games, of course, and Last of Us, and it becomes very difficult to put this in the top 5, but it's very close. Even Medal of Honor Airborne for that matter as well. So, but I think there's a good chance it could make it because Max Payne 3 is fantastic. I really do not see people talk about it for some reason. The last time I watched anyone talk about Max Payne was 3 was a few months ago. Easygoing Gaming was doing a review of it because he just finally played it for the first time and he really enjoyed it. And I've talked about it a lot over the years, but Max Payne 3 is one of the best games of that generation. Easily my favourite Max Payne game, and it's just a really, really good third-person action game. It's so much fun. The graphics are absolutely quality. The story is one of the best that was written that gen. The acting is top tier. The characters are great. The gunplay is brilliant. The slow-mo is brilliant. There is nothing to fault this game at all. It can be a little challenging, but I like the fact that the difficulty is just that sweet spot where it's not so easy that you just walk through it. It's not so hard that you get pissed off and turn the game off. And so if you die, it's usually your fault, and if it isn't, it doesn't matter. You always want to go back and try and beat the section you got stuck on. When I first used to play the game in the early days, I would always get stuck in Brazil. I always find the favelas really hard, and there'd be bits like you're on a balcony. I remember one section where you're on a balcony, and there's a bridge that goes across to the next favela, and there's coppers coming across, and I kept getting my arse handed to me constantly. It can be quite tough, and especially when you're on the disadvantage, you're climbing up the favelas there on the roofs, and on the rooftops of the balconies trying to shoot you. But eventually I got better at it, and really the only part I really struggle with now is the final part in the airport, because there's a lot of guys, it's a big wide open space, I tend to die a lot. But the game is just so brilliant, it's so satisfying, and the dark humour of Max Payne, I love all that. It's such a brilliantly made game, and one that I definitely feel is overlooked. I rarely see anyone on YouTube talk about it, and I don't understand why. It's a very cheap game as well, so if you haven't picked it up and you haven't played it, please just trust me, give it a try. It's absolutely brilliant. So there you go, guys. That's the latest additions. I'd say I've got about 45 games now, so my collection's growing nicely. There's a lot more I need to get. I've got a big list of games I want to buy, including some of the ones that I just haven't found a good copy of, such as Medal of Honor Airborne. I found one copy, I think, maybe two. And they weren't in good enough shape, missing manuals, bad artwork, that kind of thing. But I'll get there eventually, I'll find one. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, please get a thumbs up. Really helps the algorithm promote this video. And if you want to see more content from me, just click subscribe and ring the notification bell. And I'll look forward to reading your comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.